Now let's move on to our skills section. Let's first take a quick look at our Figma design so that we have an idea of what we are going to build. So here you can see this is our skills section for our desktop version with a title and platforms and skills. Here on mobile, we have the same thing, but the layout is a little bit different. We are going to change this layout, modify it a little bit more while we are coding it, because when the mobile window or mobile screen is too small, this layout, especially this grid layout, is not going to fit to that. That's why we need to modify it a little bit while we are coding it, okay? First, we need to focus on desktop version, and then we can move on to mobile version. Let me close this Figma. And before we start skills section, let's actually change something here. I want to make it smaller, and here on our sidebar we have these titles of our navbar. I want to change these two icons because they do not actually define what these titles say. All right, that's why I want to come to this nav items file, and inside here we have these two icons. I want to change the first one to what is that? It should be handyman, not handy, but handyman outlined. Handyman outlined. And the next one, this backhand, I want to change this to apps. And if I save it, now if I open sidebar, now these icons actually better define what these titles say. All right, that's it. Let's change it to the previous size. Now I can close this nav items. Now let's actually bring our assets into our assets folder and then define some of our constant values we need for this skills section. First of all, I'll start with assets. And I want to actually open my folder here. I already have the assets. It should be down here. Let me open it. You can see I have all the assets here. I want to take them and drag and drop it inside that assets. Okay, let's replace the previous ones. Okay, you can see all of my assets are defined here. You can see these are just icons for our skills section. Okay, I will actually include the link to these icons in the description. You can get it from there if you want to use them, or else you can use your own icons or images. All right, and now we need to actually stop it and rerun the app again, because we actually made big change to this assets folder, and they might not be kind of show up on our website. That's why we need to rerun our app. So let's rerun it. Okay, so now I want to define some of our constant values we need for this section. That's why I will come to this constants folder, and here I'll create a new file, and the name of the file will be skill items.dart. And here I'll actually copy and paste the list of items I already defined. I copy them and bring them here and put it just like that, paste it. Here you can see I have platform items, and those are Android, web, iOS, and desktop. And these are list of maps which has a path to the image that's proper, the corresponding image icon of that platform and the title of that platform. Okay, we're going to loop through that and show it on the screen. And for the next list, this is skill items list, and it has also the structure of this is also the same. And here we have the icon of the language, that's Flutter, Dart, HTML5, CSS3, and the others. So, and also the title, which is Flutter. So we're going to loop through that and show it on the screen. Instead of typing them out on our code, we can just use these variables and loop through them to show them. All right, now I save it and close this one. Now we can come here and start our skills section. For the child property of this container, we can use column because our section has a title and the rest of the content below the title. All right, so for the child, let's give it column. So column has children property, and for the children, the first one will be title. Okay, and the second one will be our platforms and skills. So first of all, let's give title to this section, and that will be text widget. For the text widget, the string will be what I can do, and let's give this some styling as well. For the styling, we can have our text style. Let's first of all give this a font size. For the font size, I want to make this 24, and font weight, I want to make this bold. For font weight, we can make this bold. And the last one, let's give this color as well, because our title should be the color of our brand, that is our primary white color. Okay, custom color, and we have this white primary color. Let's give this comma, and if I save it, okay, here we have our section with its title. So let's actually style this section. We do not want this color, and we want to give this some padding. So first of all, let's remove this height, because we don't want any specific height. We want this section to be the height of its content. So for this, we can have double dot max finite as width, but instead of that, I want to use our screen width. Okay, and for the color, we have our custom color of BG Light 1. So this is the color I want for this section. Let's give this some padding as well. For the padding, edge insets dot, I want to give padding to all sides. So we can have from left, top, right, bottom. And for the left, I want to make this 25. Top, let's give this 20. Right will be the same as the left. And for the bottom, we can make this one a little bit bigger than the rest. Let's make this const. And now let's give this column main axis size as well, just in case. So main axis size of min. We don't want our column to take up more space than it needs. And then we can make this text const, because this title is just const. We can set it as const. If we save it, okay, now our section has a background color we need or we want, and the title with some padding around it. So now we can move to the bottom part, that is platforms and skills. Okay, for this platforms and skills section, if we take a look at our Figma design here, where is that? Okay, here. So this one, as you can see here, we have our title, and we can use row to this section because this is platforms and this is all the skills we have. Okay, we can use row and we can insert other widgets inside that row. So let's close this. We can come here, just below this comment, I can have a row widget. For the row, it has children. For the children, the first one will be platforms, okay, and the second one will be skills. So let's start from platforms. For this left side, we can use wrap widget because we want to insert 4 containers, and we can set specific size to them because we know the size of each of that container. Okay, so for the children, let's have first of all a container, and for the container I want a specific width of 200. And for the decoration, I want to give this some decoration. Let's give this box decoration. First of all, I want to give this a color, and for the color I want to make it a little bit lighter than the background color. So we have our custom color, and custom color BG Light 2 is lighter than the background color we used for this section. And for the border radius, I want to give this little bit of border radius. Oops, not border. Border radius of circular. Border radius, here we have circular, and I want to give just 5. Okay. Then we can move down. We have this box decoration. Just under it, I want to give this a child. And for the child, let's give it list style. So that's the widget that fits in this case for our platform, for our each platform. Okay, so list style, first it has a leading, For the leading, I want to use a image, okay? Image dot asset. For now, it's just empty. I'll set it later. And for the title, let's use text. And this will be our platform. For now, it's empty. Okay, for now, what we need is the items, skill items we created as a new file, if you remember. So I can come here on the sidebar. We have this constant, we have this constants folder, and inside there we created a skill items. Okay, so first we need this platform items for this one, and then we need skill items first. So let's start from platform items. Okay, I'll come here and I want to loop through those platform items and display 4 of them here, basically all of them. First, let's create I equal to 0, and then I is less than platform items. Let's import it, dot length, and then let's increment the I. Now we can use this platform items here, first of all, in the image, and we will get the platform item at this index, and then we will get the image, okay, img. If you remember, this is the image we want to access to this specific image value, and then title value. So we can have this the same platform with current index, and we can get the title. All right, now if I save it, okay, as you can see here, we have all of our items that is lined up just like this. All right, now we want to remove this overflow issue. So for that, we can come here and we can actually give this wrap a constraint box. Okay, let's wrap it with widget. We can use this, wrap it with widget. So that will be constraint box. For the constraints, I want to give a max width for this. All right, box constraints, max width, not height, max width of, I want to give this 450. And then we can make this const. If I save it, now our errors go away. As you can see, all of 4 items are displayed properly. Now let's style it a little bit. We do not want this big item, and we want to have some spacing, and we want some padding for each list style as well. So first of all, let's come here, and for this list style, let's give this some padding. Okay, content padding, edge insets, let's give this symmetric. For the horizontal, I want to make this 10, and not 10, let's give this 20, because the horizontal should be a little bit bigger. All right, and for the vertical, we can make this 10. Let's make this actually const. Okay, if I save it, okay, now we have some padding, and let's make this image a little bit smaller, and for it we can actually give some width for the image. Let's give this width of 26. I think 26 should be good. If I save it, okay, now the image looks good. So what we need to do right now is come up here, actually, not down, up here. Let's give it some spacing as well. First of all, let's give this spacing of probably 5, not 50, but 5. And then for the run spacing, that will be the same as well. All right, and let's actually give this row some alignment as well, because we want to insert the skills section as well, and we want both of these platform and skills section to have proper alignment. So basically, I want to give this cross-axis alignment of start. Okay, and for the main axis alignment, for the horizontal alignment, I want to make this one center. All right, now if I save it, and we can come here, as you can see now it's centered. When we put the other section, it should be centered on this side and on that side, and if the screen is bigger, it will be aligned properly. Let's actually close the sidebar. We don't need it for now, and we can come just under this constraint box, that is platforms. We can come here, and under this comments section we can create we can insert another widget. First of all, let's actually let's insert some sized box here, because we actually aligned our widget at the center. That's why we want to have some spacing between these two platforms and skills section. So we can have sized box, and for the width we can have 50 width. Okay, let's make this const as well. And now for the skills section, first of all, let's create one item, and then we can loop through our skills and display all of them. All right. So first of all, we want to use wrap for this one as well, and children of the wrap will be chip widget. We want to use chip widget for these skills, if you remember in the Figma design. So we have chip widget. And for the chip widget, it has type label. We can use text widget, and for now it's just empty. This chip widget has a avatar as well. That is basically an item on the left side. Okay, for the avatar, I want to use image widget of asset. For now it's empty, and then let's actually give this some padding as well. I mean, for our chip, we can give it here padding edge inset. So for that padding, I want to use symmetric. So first of all, let's give this vertical. For the vertical, I want to have 12, and then for the horizontal, let's give this 16. For the horizontal, it's better to have a little bit bigger. It looks kind of good if it's bigger for the horizontal space. Now we have that, and then before this, let's show our image and title by looping through our skill items. Let's create a for loop I, and that will be equal to 0, and I is less than our skill items. If you remember, it's inside here in this file, skill items.dart. We have skill items with image and title. It's just it is the same. The structure is the same as the platforms. So it should be less than the length of the skill items, and let's increment I. Now we can have these skill items, and first of all, we can come here, get the current item at this current index, and we can access that specific image path. And then for this one, let's get the current one, and for it we can have that title. Okay, let's access that title. Now if I save it, okay, you can see here we have our chip that has an overflow. If I make this bigger, you can see all of our chips are here. Okay, we have some error with image as well, and we'll fix it. So let's make it smaller. And now, first of all, the reason why we have this issue, because we did not give this specific width, and we need to wrap this wrap widget with flex as well, flexible actually. So first of all, let's give this wrap it with constraint box. Let's do that. Constraint box. For the constraints, I want to give this max width like we did for the platform section on the left side. So max width of 500, and we can actually make this const, and let's wrap it with flexible as well, because we want our chips to go to the next line when there is not enough space. Okay, for it we can actually wrap it with flexible widget, flexible, just like that. Now if I save it, okay, as you can see, when there is not enough space, it actually goes to the other section. I think here we made a mistake for the text. That's my bad. This should be actually title, okay? And this one should be image. That's why we have that strange error that the image not showing up, and for the text title there is the path of the image. So if I save it, it should show properly. Okay, you can see here all of our skills showed up properly. Now we need some spacing between these chips. So we can come here for the wrap widget. We can give this a horizontal and vertical spacing. So should be 10, this one, okay? And for the run spacing, oops, not key, but let's give this run spacing of the same as spacing, okay? If I save it, okay, now it has proper spacing. Now, if I make this a little bit bigger, it should show up just like this, okay? As you can see here, we did not add some spacing between this title and this section. Okay, let's do that first. For it, we can come up here, and here we can give this sized box, okay? Sized box. For the height, let's give probably 50. Let's give 50 and see how it looks. Let's make this const and let's save it. Let's take a look at it. Okay, it looks good. 50, I think it's good. The last thing is, let's actually change the background color of these chip widgets as well. So we can come down here. This chip widget has a background color. For the background color, we'll use the same color for our platform cards, okay? Custom color of BG Light 2. Let's save it. And if we come down, you can see our chip widgets have the same color as this card color. So that's it. Now we can actually clean up our code and move on to the mobile version of this section. Now this is the desktop version. So first of all, actually, let's clean up our code. For now, we can come up here, this platforms and this row. We can leave the title as it is because on mobile and on desktop, the title stays the same. We just want to grab all of this row widget and put this on its own file as a desktop version of this section, okay? So that's why I come down here, and from here, I will come all the way up to this row. I'll copy it, remove it, or just cut it, and I'll come here inside my widgets. I'll create a new file, and the new file name will be so what is it, skill, not skill, yeah, skill, skills desktop dart. So another, I'll create a new stateless widget, so that will be skills desktop, and instead of this placeholder, I remove all of it and paste the code I copied from the other file, the desktop version of our skills section. So let's import all of them. First of all, this, we have platform items that's imported, and our colors as well. We can come down and see that we do not have any issues. So now we can save this file. We can come here, and inside our home page.dart file, we can import our desktop skills desktop section, okay? Skills desktop, and we can actually make this const, not that, we can actually make this one const. If I save it, everything should work as expected. Okay, now it's showing properly. Now we are done with skills desktop. For the desktop version, it's done. We can move on to mobile version.